type of problem that you will commonly be expected to do. In each of these types of exercises, it's very important to first of all identify those things that you know. And in this particular instance, we can see that we know the time, 2.5 hours. We know the average speed, 70 kilometers per hour. And then lastly, we know the thing that we are required to find, and that is distance. So the next step in doing these types of problems is always to note down the things that we know. So therefore, time equals 2.5 hours. Average speed is equal to 70 kilometers per hour. And now that thing that we need to find out, which is the distance traveled, we don't know. We notice here that the units are consistent. We have 2.5 hours. The velocity is expressed in a distance per hour, and so therefore there is consistency, and therefore we're happy with that. We know that there is a relationship between average speed, distance and time, which can be expressed in this way. This tells us, of course, that distance is equal to velocity times time. Therefore, let's now substitute the values into the equation. So our average speed is 70 kilometers per hour. Our time is 2.5, and so therefore our distance is 70 times 2.5, which of course comes to 175 kilometers. And there is our answer. What I would like you to do now is to pause the video and to give this example a go yourself. I will go through it in a moment. Okay, you should have now had a go at this exercise and have an answer sitting in front of you. Let's now go through it and see whether your answer matches mine. As with all of these types of exercises, the first thing we do is we read the question, and it says, the time taken for a giant tortoise to cross a 6-meter wide deserted highway at an average speed of 5.5 centimeters per second is, and so straight away we can see there that we've got some information that we need. First information being a 6-meter wide deserted highway. So straight away there is our distance. At an average speed of 5 centimeters per second, there's our average speed, and it is asking us for the time taken. So we need to find the time. So let's now go and write down what we know and what we need to find out. The first thing we know is the distance travelled, and that is equal to 6 meters. The second thing we know is the average speed, which is 5.5 centimeters per second. And the third thing is time. This is what we need to find out. Now immediately we notice here that the distance unit is meters, but the distance unit being used in the average speed is in fact centimeters. Now we have two choices here. We can either convert the distance unit to centimeters, or we can convert the average speed unit to meters per second. I'm going to choose in this instance to convert to centimeters. So 6 meters is in fact equal to 6 times 100, in other words 600 centimeters, and that is the value that we will use. Because the average speed unit for time is in fact seconds, that will mean that our answer will in fact be in seconds. So let's now go a little further with this. So we know that average speed is equal to distance divided by time. Therefore we can get from this that time is in fact equal to distance divided by velocity, correction, average speed, and therefore let's now substitute the values in. 600 divided by 5.5. 600 divided by 5.5 comes to a value of 109.1 rounded. And so therefore the time that this tortoise will take to travel across the road would be 109.1 seconds.